cheerful morning to all, respected officers and my dear cadets. I am so happy and proud to say that all the participants from two batches have been successfully completed their task in the first day program. Thank you so much for your kind cooperations and valuable suggestions which you have been posted in the chat box of the first day program. Now it's time to honor and privilege to welcome the today's resource person, Lieutenant Dr. R. Kalayarasi, Physical Directress and Associate NCC Officer, Arulmigu Palani Andava Arts and Science College for Women, Palani. She is a dedicated and motivated and multi-dimensional personality amidst us today. On behalf of JAC, affiliated to Tamil Nadu Girls Battalion NCC Madurai, I cordially and respectfully welcome you for this second day program. The topic of the second day program is History of Indian Military. With all this, let me invite the today's resource person to take over the session. Thank you.
Very happy day to all. I am very glad to meet you again in this quarantine period. Really, this is not lockdown period for the learners. It is really an open period to enrich our knowledge. I wholeheartedly thank the management of Jairaj and Bhagyam College, that is Reverend Sister Dr. B.J. Queensley Jayanti, Superior and Secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. S. Jaisurani, Principal, and Lieutenant Dr. L. Merlin Diana, Associate NCC Officer, Organizing Secretary of this workshop. Thank you, dear madams, for giving me this opportunity to share my views in this workshop. And I must thank Colonel Bibal Chandranath Sir, Officer Commanding, to Tamil Nadu Girls Battalion NCC Madurai, who always motivating us towards the welfare of NCC cadets. Thank you, sir. In a 5-day online workshop on NCC and overview, today we are going to learn about history of Indian military. The Army of India was raised under the British Raj in the 19th century by taking the erstwhile presidency armies, merging them and bringing them under the crown. The British Indian Army fought in both world wars. The armed forces succeeded the military of British India following India's independence in 1947. After World War II, many of the wartime troops were discharged and units disbanded. The reduced armed forces were partitioned between India and Pakistan. Before that, we should know what is war. The war is such a lawful condition in which two enemies armless allowed to continue fight. The war is such a violence in which a nation or an alliance forced the enemy to work as per their wishes. These are the reasons for war. They are, depending upon the political issues, differences in thoughts, emotional, social and economic issues. These are the reasons for wars. And what are the types in war? Organized and often prolonged armed conflict that is carried out by states or non-state actors is characterized by extreme violence, social disruption and economic destruction. War should be understood as an actual, intentional and widespread armed conflict between political communities and therefore is defined as a form of political violence or intervention. That is, they are Cold War, psychological war, economic war and political war. Organization of ancient Indian army. From the Rig Veda, it is learned that Aryans have army which consists of 4 types. They are chariots, elephants, cavalry and infantry. The arms have weapons like sword, fasa, bow and arrows. Army arrangement in battlefield. The army in the battlefield was arranged in circle, Chakravyuha and Dhanvyuha. The battles were fought at a riverbed during daytime. During Vedic period, the most important wing of the army was chariots. During this period, the elephants and horses were used for carrying load of the army and also for sending messages. This is the overview of military history. Military history is evolved from British Indian Army. Immediately after independence, fought First Indo-Pakistan War and liberation of Hyderabad in 1947 to 48, and then liberated Goa, that is on 1961, and fought Sino-Indian War, that was on 1962. Fought 3 subsequent wars with Pakistan, that was on 1962, 1965 and 1971. Other major operations undertaken by the Indian Army include Operation Vijay, that is Kargil War, Operation Parakram, mobilization post-Parliament attack. Indian Army also has been an active participant in United Nations peacekeeping missions. First, we are going to see in detail what is First Indo-Pakistan War from 1947 to 48. Invasion of Kashmir by Pakistan Army fought immediately after independence after Maharaja Hari Singh accepted with India. Indian troops airlifted to Srinagar on 15th October 1947. Intense war waged across the state and former comrades found themselves fighting each other. War ended with United Nations sponsored ceasefire in 1948. Next we move on to liberation of Hyderabad, that was held on 1948. After partition of India, Nizam Hyderabad refused to accept his state to the Union of India. Indian troops ordered to secure that state on 12th September 1948 by then Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Hyderabad secured after 5 days of fighting by Indian Army troops backed by squadron of Hawker, Tempest aircraft of the Indian Air Force. State of Hyderabad proclaimed as a part of the Union of India on 17th September 1948. Next, liberation of Goa, that was held on 1961. Portugal refused to relinquish control of its Indian colonies of Goa, Daman and Diu after independence. Repeated attempts by India to negotiate with Portugal for return of its territory spurned by Portuguese Prime Minister and dictator Antonio de Oliveira Salazar. Indian Army launched on 12 December 1961 to evict the Portuguese. Portuguese General Manuel Antonio Basola e Silva surrendered to the Indian Army after 26 hours, and Goa, Daman and Diu joined the Indian Union. Next we are going to see Sino-Indian War, which was held on 1962. War started with small-scale clashes between the Indian and Chinese patrols all along disputed McMahon Line. China launched a major attack in Andhra Pradesh on 12 October 1962. War caused by dispute over Akshay, Chin and Andhra Pradesh both claimed China and India. Although Indian Army fought voluntarily, it suffered some reverse because of lack of adequate weapons, ammunition and equipment. War ended with China making a unilateral withdrawing of its troops in number 1962. Next one is Indo-Pakistan War, that was held on 1965. This is the second war. This was the second war with Pakistan over Kashmir, initiated by Pakistani President Ayub Khan by launching Operation Gibraltar in August 1965 by large-scale infiltration into India. The retaliation, the India's army launched a major offensive throughout its border with Pakistan, with Lahore as its prime target. Major battles with Pakistan fought in Kashmir, Punjab and Rajasthan. War ended with ceasefire agreement of Tashkent. Next we move on to Indo-Pakistan War, which was held at 1971. that is eastern sector. 1971 war was thrust upon us by an arrogant and aggressive neighbor who bullied, terrorized and bled its own constituent partner in the east to the extent that 10 million refugees fled to India, resulting in a situation that was unsustainable to India politically, economically and militarily. When repeated attempts to find a reasonable solution with Pakistan failed, India sought the assistance of the international community to help Pakistan to come to its senses. Unfortunately, the world was indifferent and Pakistan's brutal atrocities against its own citizens continued unchecked. Instead, it was able to drum up support from China and the USA. The rest of the world looked the other way, stating that this was an internal matter of Pakistan. War caused by independence movement in East Pakistan, brutal suppression by Pakistan army resulting in massive influx of refugees into Indian states of West Bengal, Assam in 1971. In early 1971, India declared its full support for the Bengali rebels known as Mukti Bahini. War started on 3rd December 1971 with preemptive bombing of Pakistan AF. India launched major offensive in the east with 3 corps in East Pakistan while remaining on strategic defensive in the west. War ended with surrender of Pakistan army and birth of Bangladesh on 16th December 1971 and capture of 90,000 prisoners. Next we move on to Indo-Pakistan Kargil War, that is Operation Vijay. India and Pakistan have been in conflict with each other over Jammu and Kashmir since 1947. None of these conflicts have ended decisively, and the 1999 conflict in Kargil was but a continuation of the fostering problem. This time, however, there were some differences. These were Pakistan occupied a sizable piece of Indian territory across the line of control. The conflict took place between 2 democracies which are declared nuclear powers and could have escalated out of control. To this extent, it was unique. Conflict started in mid-1999 by Pakistani paramilitary forces and Kashmiri insurgents who captured deserted but strategic Himalayan heights in the Kargil district of India. India Army launched attacks to recapture 3 posts fighting some major battles in Kargil, Batalik and Dras. Fighting came on 26th July 1991 after Indian Army recaptured all heights and Pakistan Army was forced to withdraw, partly under United States pressure. Next, these are the battles, that is wars in India conducted before getting independence. That is Mahabharat War 900 BC. That was on Pandava defeated Gaurava. And Battle of Hydaspes, that is 326 BC. Alexander the Great had turned back from Hydaspes when his troops refused to march into India against the Nanda Empire. Battle of Kalinga 361 BC. Between Ashoka and Kalinga, Ashok renounced war and violence. First Battle of Tarain 1191 AD, Prithviraj Chauhan, king of Delhi, defeated Muhammad Ghori and Ghajini. Second Battle of Tarain, Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. It laid foundation of Muslim rule in India. First Battle of Panipat, that is 1526. Ibrahim Lodi was defeated by Babur. This laid the foundation of Mughal rule in India. Second Battle of Panipat, 1556. Akbar defeated Hemu and the way was cleared for Mughal rule in India. Battle of Talikota, 1566. An alliance of Muslim rules of Deccan defeats and destroys Vijayanagar Empire. And Battle of Haldigati, that is 1576, Akbar defeated Rana Pratap. Battle of Plassey, that is 1757, Nawab of Bengal, Surajit Dughala, was defeated by Lord Clive. It laid foundation of British rule in India. Battle of Vandivash, 1760. The English defeated French. This ended French power in India. Third Battle of Panipat, 1761. Ahmad Shah Abdali, the ruler of Afghanistan, defeated Marathas. This checked Maratha power. Battle of Buxar, 1764. The English defeated Muslim army of Mir Huzzaim, Shah Duhala and Shah Alam II. The battle made the British supreme in India. First Mysore War, from 1767 to 69. The British conclude a humiliating peace with Hyder Ali of Mysore. First Anglo-Maratha War, from 1775 to 82. The Treaty of Salbai. The Second Mysore War, from 1780 to 84. The English defeated Hyder Ali. Third Mysore War, from 1790 to 92. Between English and Tipu, Treaty of Seringapatnam. And fourth Mysore War, 1799. English defeated Tipu, death of Tipu, partition of Mysore. And second Anglo-Maratha War, 1803 to 5. British defeated Maratha at Arasek. And first Anglo-Sikh War, from 1848 to 49. A drawl battle at Chelingwala, in which the English appeared to have suffered a heavy loss. The British annexed Punjab. The last one is First War of Indian Independence, that is 1857 to 58. The English defeated Indian soldiers and arrested Bahadur Shah Zafar II and Mughal king of Delhi. These are the operations that was after getting independence. Kashmir operation from 1947 to 48. Operation against Nizam, that is Hyderabad, 1948. Goa operation, that was on 1961. Chinese aggression, that was on 1962. Indo-Pakistan War, that was on 1965. Indo-Pakistan War, that was on 1971. And Operation Vijay, that is Kargil War, that was on 1999. 2020 military. Land-based branch and largest component of Indian armed forces as Indian military. Largest standing volunteer army, 1,129,900 active personnel and 9,60,000 reserve personnel are there in Indian military forces. Inherited most of the infrastructure of the British Indian Army. The primary mission of Indian military forces ensure national security and defense of the national from external aggression and threats. Maintain peace and security within its borders. Humanitarian rescue operations during natural calamities and other disturbances. It is headed by Chief of Army Staff, that is COAS. This is the organization system of training command is at Shimla. An army headquarters is situated at New Delhi. There are 6 divisions in training command. They are Northern Command situated at Udamaput and Eastern Command situated at Kolkata, Western Command situated at Chandimandir and Southwestern Command situated at Jaipur, Southern Command is situated at Pune and Central Command is situated at Lucknow. Military leadership lessons. It consists of professional integrity, ability to lead by personal example, training of one's command particularly for the unforeseen, knowledge of terrain and troops in the area of command, physical fitness particularly in terrain such as this. We conclude this session. My dear cadets, the primary mission of the Indian Army is to ensure national security and national unity to defend the nation from external aggression and internal threats and to maintain peace and security within its border. It conducts humanitarian rescue operations during natural calamities and other disturbances. Dear cadets, be proud to be an NCC cadet and work hard. NCC is the best platform to join in armed forces through Service Selection Board, that is SSB. NCC cadets can attend SSB interview without any written examinations. With this, we conclude this session. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you one and all.